Glitchers, I'm Megan, and welcome to Media Glitch, where we go through all of the games so you don't have to and find the best ones for your buck. Joining me here is Dustin. Say hi, Dustin.
Hey guys.
Today we are going to be reviewing Cuphead. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's finally here. If you haven't seen it, where have you been for like the past 3 weeks, or at least the past 3 years? The game has been in production for so long, and it started out as a Kickstarter from StudioMDHR. Oh my gosh. And let's take a look at it. First, it's an amazing game, and the story starts off with, let's make a deal with the devil. So the game is absolutely beautiful. You play as Cuphead in the solo version of the game, or if you want to play this as a co-op game local, you play as Cuphead and Mugman, his brother. The game is a run and gun style game on some of the levels, and by some I mean very few. The rest of the game is 95% boss battles, and the bosses are so unique and odd and fun to play as. And as you're going through this land of Inkwell Island, you're collecting contracts for the devil himself. This game is styled after the 1930s cartoons, so think like old school Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, and things like that. So everything is just going to be a tad darker. The game is The game is a shooter game, so you are snapping, not actually shooting with Cuphead as you're going through these bosses. This one is, I think, the first boss that you can come across, and it's the garden veggies. You have to really learn how the bosses kind of go through their stages. You can do a simple route or a regular route, which is how you earn the contract. So it's very smooth, it's very difficult. I'm not gonna say that it's what they would call Dark Souls difficult. You played the game, Dustin. Do you think
Don't say that.
It's challenging, but it's challenging in the same way that the old shooters are challenging as well. Like Contra, I mean, going back to the roots, Metal Slug.
Yeah, when you grew up like Joel, this ain't a hard game.
Yeah, it's not really a hard game. You really have to.
Neither is Dark Souls.
I didn't think Dark Souls was very.
Back control. That's why it's hard.
I didn't think Dark Souls was that hard, but a lot of people are comparing this to the Dark Souls difficulty. Honestly, I felt like this game definitely tested your skills. If you weren't yeah, it's not that it's hard, and it's not even designed to be difficult. You just have to have some skills in playing some games, and you have to learn how the levels progress, yeah, like how the levels progress, how everything goes about. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite character. He's right here at the end. It's Pork Rind. He's a very small part, but I just loved how he was animated.
And his voice is fantastic.
Oh, I know. Welcome. But the game is absolutely amazing to play. I could not stop playing it. I couldn't put it down. And it is definitely, I would suggest that if you do play it, play through it solo first, because once you add another person to the mix, it just gets ridiculously crazy.
It does.
I mean, you're trying to dodge things, you're trying to keep your pal alive, then you're dying. It's just
I love
crazy.
That you can save your friend. Like,
yes.
When they die, you can save them. You can jump and you can keep them down and save them. But it adds a whole different dynamic to the game that if you're not paying close enough attention, it'll make you screw up as well. So it's great.
It's definitely definitely play through it solo, kind of get your chops on playing the game, and then switch over to finding your pal to play as Mugman. So let's take a look at a few of my favorite bosses. So the music in this game is one of the things that after I played through a good portion of the game, I was like, oh my gosh, does it have a soundtrack? It does have a soundtrack. I purchased the soundtrack because it's just so awesome. And every boss, like I was saying earlier, is different. So that means even if you played that first boss, you've got to completely relearn how everything works in the next boss, which is where definitely the element of skill is going to come in to these boss battles. You have to memorize their animations, you have to memorize the timing, and there's no way to cheese these levels. Did you hear that, Joel? You can't sit in the corner and shoot the bosses.
You know, on the other side, though, the level isn't going to cheat you either.
No.
I mean, you will know where you screwed up when you die. And you'll die a lot, but you will learn with everything.
If there's an exploit, I'll find it though.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for Joel to find an exploit in any of these boss battles. I couldn't find them. I tried really hard I even have a notebook that I wrote down the animations to tell me like where everything was going, but definitely the bosses are awesome. When you do beat them, you feel so OP because you finally got that stupid flower on your last health. It's definitely a skill-based game, but it is fun enough that if you've never played one of these games before and maybe this is your first game to pick up, it is still going to be an excellent game to grab. Now, one of the things that really sets this game apart from any other game like this is the animation. The animations are beautiful. Everything in this game is hand-drawn. Everything. Every single frame that you're seeing here, somebody inked that by hand and then they went back in and they colored it digitally. It gives that like rubber hose feel. Everything just moves flawlessly. So there's definitely not any I couldn't find any glitches in this game. I couldn't find anything based on gameplay or graphics that I just couldn't stand. It's totally 100% a game to pick up if you haven't gotten it already. And this boss was my favorite boss, and that's what I'm dressed up as today. So definitely it's worth every single moment of it. Some of the bosses are a little bit different. Like my husband kind of felt like this boss was a little bit on the edge. He couldn't beat it himself. And after I think 150 times dying, does that sound about right? Dying 150 times fighting some of these bosses, we finally figured out the timing on everything and getting it down pat.
Yeah, I remember this boss, and it really was tough. And this one stood out to me because my wife is better at this boss than I was. And that doesn't happen very often,
But the bosses are 100% all different, they're all original, and you're not going to see any kind of the same gameplay between each boss. So what is this game going for? It's $19.99 on Steam and Xbox. I'm hoping maybe it'll come to PlayStation 4. I think that would be really awesome, but right now it's just on Steam and Xbox. It's totally worth every single penny and more. I would definitely say and more. I don't see that there's going to be any DLC coming out for this game because it's been so long in production, but I think it would be really awesome if we did maybe get to see some DLC, but maybe not.
The studio has already hinted at a physical release, so there's that. So we might see that here going. It's already sold 1 million copies. It's been amazing.
It's set up for physical.
Yeah. It's just fantastic, and it's already a great success. They put a lot of work into it. I mean, all of the noises are made manually as well, just like the old cartoons. They made it so much like the old cartoons that they just had to go out the extra mile, and they definitely did. All of the animation, the sound, the music, everything is perfect for that. They even have the gloves that change colors from white to yellow, because that happened in the old cartoons, so they actually put that into this game.
I didn't even notice that. That's amazing. So, if you haven't yet, and where have you been? Pick up Cuphead. It's on Steam and Xbox for $19.99. You definitely want this in your collection, and you definitely want to get that 200% on this game. Well, until next time, guys, keep on playing some games. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and comment down below which one is your favorite boss from Cuphead. Until next time, guys, see you around.
See you later.